Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's realistic review in which we are taking a look at the first plane I review in patch 1.79, and that is the P-40F sitting at 2.7 battle rating, and quite like the sound of the new 50 cals. That is a sound I don't have to get used to. Don't get me started on the 2151 German cannons. Definitely have to get used to that. This is a fast plane, the P-40F. It's faster than the E. The maximum speed in this plane at sea level is 462 kilometers without whip and 506 kilometers an hour with whip. At 4,500 meters is 441 without whip and 463 without whip. And finally at 6,500 meters she'll go up to 412 kilometers an hour without whip and 419 kilometers an hour with whip, as we try to take out the second BF-110. They are flown a lot at the moment, and I've flown this plane out a few matches and I only got up tiers to 3.3, 3.7 ish, and that is unfortunate for the plane, but it can still perform very well there. I got 8 kills, but I did die both times. For some reason the German teams are very strong at the moment. I've noticed that at other battle ratings as well. Anyway, top speed in a dive on this P-40F is 778 kilometers an hour before it redlines and 830 kilometers an hour before it rips apart. Now that is not exactly the effective dive speed, as we try to get a deflection shot here. 50 cals still sometimes just give you hits. It's just, that's life, I guess. They were and have been very good, but the 20s have been adjusted, it seems, and other cannon calibers as well seem to be more effective, so you will see that at the end of this match. But the 50s still work very well as well. But that's not the effective dive speed. The control stiffening starts at 550 and becomes increasingly severe to about 700 kilometers an hour, where at which point it has become so severe you basically have to get your ass out of the dive before you get into the red line, and that is hard enough at that speed. So from 700 you don't want to continue to dive anymore. Stall speed in the plane is 130, which is very good in this plane. That is excellent. The firepower in the plane is very good. You got the 5th, you got the 6 50 cals, the M2 Browning machine guns with 281 rounds per gun, and I used stealth belt for this match and a 600 meter convergence. Ammo load good, the acceleration in a straight line is decent to good, and in a dive it's very good. Initially it needs a little bit of time to get up to speed, but once it does you can dive away from a lot of opponents. The energy retention in the horizontal is excellent, and in the vertical it's somewhere between average and decent. It is not the best energy fighter. It's not very good in the vertical, but it is not bad or below average in any sense of the word. It is somewhere between average and decent, so it's alright. You can do a job with it. There we go. Got a nice shot on that BF-109F. Climb rate in the plane is average and not very good. You need extensive side climbing in this plane. You might even call it below average, but it is really not the best attribute of this plane, the climb rate. So extensive side climbing is required. You got to get this plane up to altitude because it holds its speed at higher altitudes pretty good. The maximum speeds, for example, in the P-40F are better than the BF-109E4 that we have reviewed the other day, and that is 3.0 battle rating, so slightly higher. So it's competitive when it comes to speed, but the E is the E4, the BF-109 is a much better energy fighter than this plane. So there is that. The turn time in this plane is decent, and with flaps sometimes good at certain speeds, but this plane becomes very sluggish when it gets slow. That is below 300 kilometers an hour. It's very bad in the maneuverability, very sluggish, and between 300 and 400 it starts to improve, and 400 to 600 is its sweet spot, let's say. When it comes to maneuverability, the roll rate is decent to good, also depending on that speed range. Can also be bad when it's slow, below 300 kilometers an hour. Overall maneuverability I would call decent in this plane, but you gotta be very fixated on your speed. You gotta keep your speed around 400 kilometers an hour. That is absolutely vital. If you go below that, you become worse and worse in the maneuverability department, and that is not good. Overheating in this plane is very present, but manageable. It does cool off easy, but it also overheats after extended time, and then it overheats easier and easier, of course. Even when you don't cook the engine, so you got to be aware of that. But it's manageable, so I wouldn't call it a huge problem or anything. Durability in the plane is good. It can take a decent amount of damage, which is very nice. I would call this plane a pretty strict boom and zoomer. Plane can be very fast if used to its strings. It's very fast at its battle rating, and it doesn't lose that energy very quickly in the horizontal. So boom and run would be my first idea in this plane, and then boom and zoom. But when you zoom up, you don't want to zoom up in too steep of an angle, because then the vertical energy retention and the average climb rate will fuck you, and you will be sniped to death by planes with better energy retention in the vertical and better climb rate. And you don't want that. Here we rolled it the wrong way, but we get away. That's good. But we give him more of a shot than was needed there. I should have rolled the other way. And I wanted to, but brain fart. I was pretty tired. I had to wake up early. I had work. But the other guy comes in. It comes back. The BF-109 F2 it is. In F2 that's a 3.3 plane. Critical hit on the right wing. We've got a 1 versus 2 here now, and I'm gonna try to see if I can roll with both of them at the same time. The BF-109 is damaged, critted on the right wing, so he should be less maneuverable, not the main focus point where I should pay my attention the most. That should be the EC, and I lost control there, which could potentially have proven lethal there, but both were not in the situation that they could get guns on target. I am more maneuverable than the C202 EC, or 205, what is it? No, it's 202. Of course, in its battle rating range, it should be the 202. And we are trying to stall him out here, and we are succeeding. I do make a call, a judgment call. When he turns there, and I saw him turn, I decided to extend. And I decided I have enough space here to extend to about 700, 800 meters. And it should be very unlikely that it would hit me. I wanted to finish off the BF-109, because I consider that the more dangerous plane. I was extending from that guy. The F2, and it looks like he already had major troubles, and maybe I should not have gone for him, because in this moment I get a hit on my tail and it explodes my whole back section off, elevator and all that jazz, everything gone, and I get killed. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. So yeah, we got killed in that match, unfortunately, but we did get an ace, but yeah, it's not a real ace because I died. But it was also a very unlucky hit. I mean, my whole tail was blackened, my elevator was destroyed, and I crashed right into the sea. And he was at about 800 meters. I was extending away from him, but maybe I should have kept focusing on him, as I may have crippled the 109 already before that. But all in all, it was a good match and a good showcase of what this plane can do. It's a very fast plane, it's good in the dive, it does have some control stiffening, but it has good energy retention, and the straight line acceleration is good, dive acceleration is good in the long run. Overall, it's a good plane with good armament. It also has some bomb options with 2 times 100 pounds, 500 pound option, and a 500 plus the 2 100 pounds. So all in all, you have some versatility on the plane as well. You can ground attack with it a little bit. The plane is very bad when it's slow. It's very sluggish when it comes to that. Roll rate, maneuverability, all is very much hampered when it gets below 300 kilometers an hour. And you definitely want to keep the plane fast, and if you do, and you use it in a boom and run capacity in which it is the best, and then slowly when you are safe, you start to zoom up in a shallow angle, you go up again, then this plane can be a beast at 2.7 battle rating. Very good plane in the right hands if used with discipline. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.